Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shadowed City podcast. I am your host, Larry. This is The Shadows Within, and I do hope everybody's having a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you all may be. And I got some shows to go over. TXT, All-Star Pro, and the upcoming Mortuary Massacre card for DSEW. But we are going to start off by going over All-Star Pro, which had their Grindhouse show, Season 3, Episode 7. David Grimm versus The Don won. The Don won, walked away victorious. Madison Outlaw versus Don Wang, with Don Wang walking away victorious. Lucifer Black versus Don Wildside, with Lucifer Black walking away victorious. Derek Cesario, I don't know if I've ever pronounced that name right, so I'm trying to do it best I can. If I'm saying it wrong, please let me know. Versus Jindrak, with Derek Cesario walking away victorious. Lancer Haito versus Lanza Kazarian, with Lancer Haito walking away victorious. Rob Life versus Kando Dragon, with Kando Dragon walking away victorious. No Holds Barred Mean Mike Shield versus El Grande Filipino, with El Grande Filipino walking away victorious. All-Star Pro Grindhouse Women's Championship, Sylvia Knight versus Akira Tanaka, the champion, with Sylvia Knight becoming the new champion. All-Star Pro Grindhouse Men's Championship, Adam Matthews versus the champion Sam Magnum, with Sam Magnum retaining the gold. Now we go on to TXT Unleashed. Fatal 4-Way Extreme Rules Elimination, Haley Ramone versus Rose Wilson versus Big Fran versus Cherry Bomb, with Big Fran walking away victorious. Tyler Jones versus Adrian Danger, with Adrian Danger walking away victorious. Fatal 4-Way Extreme Rules Elimination, Jay Prince versus Mr. 762 Jay Smoke versus Psycho versus... Jay Prince versus Mr. 762 Jay Smoke versus SGK versus Dimebag Dan, the Reaper, with SGK walking away victorious. Psycho versus AJ Albright, with AJ Albright walking away victorious. Fatal 4-Way Extreme Rules Elimination, Amaya Bryant versus Adrian Blackwell versus Taylor Griffin versus Crazy Fox, with Amaya Bryant walking away victorious. That was a wild show, and congratulations, sir. Keep up the good work on both Havoc and Grindhouse, and I can't wait for your next PLE. Welcome, the King of Chaos, Wes Grimm. Hope you are well, sir. Hope you both are doing well, you and Stefan. Yeah, Grimline in the house. Jack Graves, the Grave Assassin, versus the badass John Wigginton, with John Wigginton walking away victorious. Kailana Wilson versus Bunny Black, with Bunny Black walking away victorious. TXT Apex Predator Championship Extreme Rules, Veronica LeBeau versus the Baker versus the champion Emily Wright, with the champion retaining the gold. Emily going on to retain her gold. Fatal 4-Way Extreme Rules Elimination, Mad King versus Inkslinger versus Killian Bane versus El Padrino Savage Vega, with Savage Vega walking away victorious. Extreme Rules A-Dot versus the villain Todd Wilson, with A-Dot walking away victorious. My apologies. Now, DSEW presents their first PLE of the year. This was under the RCW banner, but this continues on into the DSEW banner, Mortuary Massacre. 13 matches are lined up for this event. All titles on the line as always, except the Dark Arts Championship. Eddie has a plan for that. He will determine a contender here tonight when we get to it. Big Lou is the double champion. He's tag champion and Dark Arts champion. But he wants Big Lou to be ready for this title match, so he wants him to focus on one and then have him defend it in the near future. To kick off the show, it will be the Fiend Championship, Falls Count Anywhere. Buster Anderson versus the champion, Frankenstein. 2 out of 3 tables, Madea versus the Punisher, Donna B. Fatal 5-way KO elimination, Jen versus Helga versus Plum versus the Savage John Robb versus the Phantom Eddie Walker, also the GM. Death match between KD, the Fire King, the Golden Standard, versus Gage Payton. Brutality Tag Team Championships Extreme Rules, the Imps versus the champions, the Red Wolves. Steel Cage Pins Only, Joe Gacy versus the Grave Assassin, Jack Graves. Underground, LaShawn S versus Riley the Ripper. Number 1 contender gauntlet eliminator for the Dark Arts Championship in the future. Vader versus Rick James versus J-Max versus Beetlejuice versus El Murderous versus Dexter Loomis versus Billy Jigsaw versus the Gladiator, Corey Bishop. Bloodline, The Fiend versus Leon Carter. Death Championship, Paul Carter versus the champion, Big T. In an ambulance match, after that, Bloodlust Championship casket match, Samantha Carter versus the champion, Reagan Anderson. Blackout Tag Team Championships, 2 out of 3, Hell in a Cell, Doom versus the champions, the Faces of Fear. And to cap off the night, we've had Hell in a Cell before, but this is under bigger stakes. Hellfire Championship, 30 minutes, 51-50, Hell in a Cell death match. Dame Wayne versus the innovator of violence, the innovator of extreme, the innovator of hardcore, the pride and soul of ECW, ECW original, Tommy fucking Dreamer versus the champion, the Punisher, Damian Briggs. And that is the card for Mortuary Massacre, which is this Sunday, confirmed in the group chat by Lewis himself. Eddie put together this card. Stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for what happens next in the EFED community. And I do also, ROV Thunder will be presenting Asylum on February 24th. If anything changes with that, I'll let y'all know. TXT will present Sin City Massacre on the 28th of this month. Stay tuned for that. And I do hope everybody has a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Peace out.